we have Astrid here. She is an awesome resource for posture. She knows, I already talked to her, we just met about 20 minutes ago, and she has already informed me so much, and we are very excited to share that information with you. So she's known as the Posture Queen. Now tell us, why Posture Queen?
Just because it's more fun. It's just sounds way better than to say that like I do posture alignment and corrective exercising, you know, helping out our central nervous system to like find the proper muscles and stuff. It just gets too lengthy.
Right.
So, you know, that combined with my love for hip hop, I just decided to call myself the Posture Queen.
Perfect. Okay, so I asked you guys at home, or actually through my Instagram, questions that you have for Astrid.
Hit me.
And, okay, so we have some here. What is correct posture? What is it? Why? How would you define correct posture?
Correct posture is means muscular function. Correct posture means that, you know, our skeleton is like neutral. We move properly. You know, there are 100 different ways to walk and to move our arms, but you know, every single muscle in our body has a very specific task to perform.
Okay.
And correct posture just means that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not interfering with anybody else's task.
Okay.
They're just doing their job, and that's it. And
So
that means good posture, so that, you know.
So what do you think that a lot of us have? What type of imbalances do we have in our body?
Rounded shoulders, which always comes with like a slight like forward head tilt.
Yeah.
The head comes forward here.
Yeah.
And this is the desk posture, or the iPhone posture,
Right.
or the iPad posture.
Right.
You know, and you know, that's the most common one. And then, you know, there's other deviations like in the pelvis always, but that sort of looks a little bit different. Some people have the pelvis like flipped forward or tucked in, you know, but nobody.
And is that because that's what our mind knows, that's what we go to, or is that something because you have a tightness somewhere in your body that is causing the tucking, or why are some people tucked and some people sticking out? Like, what causes their imbalance?
So what causes our imbalances in general is like our repetitive movements that we do on a daily basis. So it's pretty simple, really. We become good at what we practice. If you do something every single day, you're gonna every single day practice that, and you're hopefully gonna become a little bit better at it every single day, right? So if we sit like this every single day typing, we're moving our arms in front of our bodies, my shoulders are moving forward, so we become better and better and better at just working our chest muscles.
Right.
And stretching our back muscles, our upper back muscles, to sit like this.
Yeah.
We're awesome at that.
Yes.
Right? I'm great at slouching. And you know, if you want to analyze that, so if you look at the pelvis and like too much of a curvature, like the tuck, I call it the tuck or the duck butt.
So it'd be like,
That's the tuck butt, and that's the duck butt.
Yeah.
Tuck. Yeah, duck. Exactly. So I'm just gonna go through your body from your feet up, right?
yes.
So you actually have really good stance already. Feet are pointing straight forward. Your toes are pretty nice and separated. You're not rocking the 5-in-1.
Okay.
Okay? Which a lot of people do because of shoes and stuff. So you want to like have a good stance here. Feet are pointing straight forward. You want to have equal pressure under here and here. So the ball of your foot.
Okay.
And then the heel. And just like feel that you're stable.
Okay.
You can don't lock the knees, don't hyperextend. Keep them just like a teeny tiny bit bent.
Okay.
And then from here, we're gonna go through and just like gently, if you breathe in, and then exhale, and you just let your abs go in towards your spine. Beautiful. That's all you need, because you're not supposed to be curveless, okay?
And I feel my abs engaged so much more now.
Exactly. But here's the trick, because now that we get into the upper body and we're gonna enforce engagement here, we tend to wanna like go here. Right? So try to maintain this contraction here. Reach your chest up towards the ceiling.
Okay.
And then I just want you to draw your shoulder blades straight into my fingers here. Just down. Don't squish them together. Just draw them down.
Okay.
And just find that activation. Open your chin a tiny bit so that you have a slight curvature here.
Like
and
that.
now, perfect. Feels real natural, doesn't it?
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, I know.
So when you're standing, you yourself, do you find yourself like slouching and
all the time?
So how do you think that someone can? Is it just you have to rethink it? You have to reprogram your mind.
You have to create an awareness have to be aware of posture. That's the thing. You just have to create that awareness. And do little exercises. For example, like if you have a desk job, which a lot of people do today, and you sit down, one good way, and even if you only do this for like 3 minutes per day, that matters because it's 3 minutes versus 0 minutes, right? And it makes a difference.
Yes.
So you just sit up.
Can we get a chair?
Yeah, let's get a chair.
So this is the way.
This is the way most people sit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hunched over, and then like you're kind of like sitting on your tail and not your sit bones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what the like pelvic alignment is here, everybody should do this. So you want to push your butt back. Now be aware that people that has like a tucked butt here, they might actually feel a stretch in their hamstring when we do this. Okay. Then from here, you just lengthen out through the crown of your head. So you sit up as tall as you can, and then bend your elbows as if you were typing. Inhale and exhale your belly button to this point, like to the lower back, but lift your chest as you do that. You feel already how that's counterintuitive, right?
Yes.
Good.
So you want to push out through the back of your spine?
You want to think that, I don't know if you can see.
You're good, yeah.
Okay. So you want to think that you exhale through the belly here so that your abdominals contract inwards towards your spine. From here and in. They go in like a corset and they go like that for support, right? It's just that most of us exercise the core and the back separately, which is a problem. We'll get into that more later. But so when we do that action, we tend to want to do this.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
But we want to keep our shoulders in place at the same time.
Okay.
And this is why it's so counterintuitive, but we need to practice it to become good at it, right?
Yes.
So you do that, you pull your abs in while you're lifting your chest up, and as your elbows are bent, you just push your elbows straight down towards the floor. No squeezing here, because the moment we squeeze, you can see here.
Upper trap.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So just draw them straight down. And here, you can feel how you can move your arms freely because you have the nice stability from here and from here.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
So that's like a good exercise.
So where should their wrists be or their hands? Like does that matter?
Doesn't really matter. It's because you're holding the weight through here.
Okay.
And you're also enforcing actually a little bit of external rotation. We don't think about that, but that's something that we're doing with the bikes because most of us are like this, right?
Okay. So recap. So sit on your, so just like a step-by-step process for them.
Mm-hmm.
Sit on your, like give me 5 steps. Okay, so I'm sitting at my desk. Let's think about it. Correct posture when you're sitting at your desk. 5 steps.
Okay, coming away from the back support. Push your butt back. Lengthen out through the crown of your head, so straight up towards the ceiling.
Okay.
Pull your abdominals in. Bend your elbows and push your elbows straight down.
There you go, guys. You have it. Correct way to sit at your desk.
But it still comes down to allowing your arms to be in front of your body without doing this. And the only way to reverse that is by doing this, right?
And how should your seat be a certain way when you're in a car? Like if you have one of those fancy cars that can tilt, the seat can tilt front, can tilt back, like the chair.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would worry more about where you're comfortable driving because of safety.
Okay.
But if anything that'll help out is just to make sure that whatever your arms are doing here,
So
that you try to like not pull this forward too much. Try to keep your shoulders pretty neutral here. Just draw your shoulder blades down. So coming down into your side here, we're going to begin with a chest opener to help your brain find these muscles here, right?
Okay.
So you're just going to lay down on your side, palms in front of your body. So like this, stacked. Bring your knees up here so that they're shooting straight up from the shoulders, the hips, I'm sorry. Maintaining like a 90-degree angle here.
Okay.
Feet, knees, and hips are nice and stacked, and your head is like pretty neutral. If you have, you already have pretty good posture, so your head is okay here. If you have very rounded shoulders forward here, and your head is forward, you may want to put like a small pillow under your head to like create a more neutral alignment. Now from here, you're just going to bring your right arm straight up. Now, we're going to be rotating your thoracic spine, like around your rib cage. So
Okay.
you're going to lift your chest up towards the ceiling,
Okay.
and then you're going to rotate back here, right?
Yeah.
Trying to keep your hips stacked here.
Okay.
So one way of doing that is just visualizing that you're reaching the front of your knees forward.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
From here, to make sure that because here you're not really stretching your chest too much, you're just pushing through the shoulder joint.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you come out and back a little bit.
Okay.
Now draw the shoulder blade down. Lift up here, and you should feel a pretty hefty stretch in here, right?
Uh-huh.
And you just hold here for like a minute or so.
That feels nice.
Doesn't it feel good?
Mm-hmm. So what does this do? It's stretching your chest.
This is stretching your chest, and it's also providing you with thoracic rotation. The thoracic spine is the mid part of your spine.
Okay.
That's where we have the most amount of rotation. We should have the most amount of rotation in our spine,
Okay.
not in the lumbar spine. So, well, our neck obviously can rotate, but you know, the bigger chunk of it. Most of us don't have enough rotation there, which is another sort of like a little bit of a risk because then, you know, we compensate and we tend to like rotate a little bit too much.
Right.
So that's a little bonus. You can feel that little twisting sensation, right?
So this is something that you just hold.
You just hold it here.
Okay.
You let it open up. Take your time. You're stretching like the pec muscles here. You're also getting into here, the biceps and the entire front line. If you spread your fingers even more, you know, we need this as well to prevent carpal tunnel syndrome, for example. The little carpal tunnel is right here. Just open everything up. Stay like that. Before, the tuck butt here means that you have a lot of engagement in the superficial rectus abdominis here.
Okay.
So we need to like get that one to chill a tiny bit, right?
So tuck butt.
Yeah, so we're gonna get this one to chill out a little bit and these ones to engage.
Okay.
So the way to do this is if you just come down, face down on the mat, forehead down on the mat, feel grounded with your thighs here, like tuck your toes in, no external rotation in your feet here to help to like tighten this up.
Okay.
Keep everything just nice and aligned. And then from here, we're just gonna bring your arms straight out to the sides like a T. There you go, perfect. Here we wanna open the chest, so peel your shoulders back, and then just feel how you're drawing the shoulder blades down along your spine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here. We're gonna open, open, open. So from here, we're gonna turn so that your thumbs are pointing up towards the ceiling. Now, as you do that, you wanna kind of feel that that rotation happens from here. So you kind of wanna spin your biceps up towards the ceiling,
Okay.
right? You should feel a pretty strong engagement here already. Now you breathe in, and as you exhale, you elevate your arms up like maybe 1 or 2 inches. You can come up a little bit higher. Hold here and just establish a connection. By that, I just mean I want you to feel that you're holding the weight of your body or your arms through the shoulder blades here. Make sure your neck stays nice and tension-free.
Mm-hmm.
Actively try to spin those biceps up a little bit more so you get that nice external rotation. And then you're gonna work from here. So you breathe in, and then you exhale and you elevate your arms up 1 inch. You inhale, you lower down to this point, and exhale, lift it up. Good. Inhale and exhale. And you can sort of feel how the core naturally wants to disengage here, right?
Yep.
Which is not a horrible idea for people who have tuck butts, but it is definitely beneficial to get those intrinsics out a little bit. So for each time you exhale, try to pull your abs up to this point, creating a little bit of a lightness between the belly and the floor. Right?
Yeah.
Let's do 4. Inhale down. 3. Inhale down. 2. Push your shoulder blades into my hands. Inhale down. And 1. Beautiful. Good job.
Feels good.
Before the duck butts,
Okay.
you're gonna come over.
Wait, good
onto-
question.
Yeah.
Why engage here when it's all about the bottom part of your body?
Because we're trying to correct this shoulder alignment, right?
Which will help the duck butt indirectly?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me explain this one. So a lot of people complain about lower back tension, right? Like that's a very common complaint.
Yes.
It is incredibly helpful to focus on the upper body alignment because if you view the spine as like a movable rod, right? Like this, that has the capacity of carrying like a bowling ball, like your head on top of it. For each inch, we're constantly fighting gravity when we're standing up.
Right.
So when we're like moving forward like this, if we didn't have our muscles kick in to help keep us upright, we would just fall flat on our faces.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
So for each inch that our head moves forward, you can add 10 pounds directly onto the lower back.
Okay.
So, you know, almost everybody has that, you know,
Yeah.
at least at some
That's
point
funny.
during the day. Yeah. So, you know, like it comes forward like this, and the further forward we are, the more tension you put on here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you're fighting gravity. So if you can just neutralize that and put this on here, the lower back can breathe. And if you can neutralize it in a way where that neutral curvature in the lower back at the same time is enforced during the exercise, even better. Everybody should do this.
All right, next exercise.
Okay, duck butts. Come on to your back.
Okay.
Okay. So keep your feet here to
Okay.
begin with. So we're going to engage the same muscles again, but just in a different position. So we're going to try to correct this, and we're also going to begin engaging the low intrinsic abs. So you need like a little bit of a push from them to help flatten out that increased curvature in the lower back, right?
Okay.
While we're strengthening this.
Okay.
The reason why we want to do them at the same time is because we don't practice that. Like, what's the point in your body being able to keep your shoulders engaged and like in a neutral position when you can work the core at the same time, right? And that's usually how we train our bodies. We separate things, and the core is done with like joint flexion.
Right.
So we're gonna do both.
Okay.
Arms up to here. So elbows are shooting straight up from your shoulders here. Now you're gonna work with the back of your wrists as your point of reference.
Okay.
So you want to spread your fingers wide here, and then you want to just press the back of your wrists into the floor.
Okay.
As you're doing that, I want you to feel a connection in here, right?
Yeah.
Actively try to, again, just draw your shoulder blades down along your spine.
Okay.
Right. So maintain that contraction. Now take a breath in, and then exhale, and just try to draw your tailbone to this point.
My tailbone.
Yeah, your tailbone, your pelvis. Try to draw your hips and your tailbone.
Oh, okay.
So that the lower back flattens out, but no squeezing in the butt, okay?
Okay.
So try to do that. Good, and now you feel like you want to go like that, right?
Yeah.
So reverse it. Keep this pressure here, keep the low back sealed, push the back of your wrists down, maintain your chest open, okay? And from here, you're just gonna pick your legs up if you want to. You don't have to, okay? It's just a progression to add more weight onto the core. Beautiful.
So keeping your low back pushed into the mat.
Yes,
Keeping
it pushed in because the core is contracted. That's
Right.
important.
Right.
Because we can push it down many different ways, and a lot of people tend to clench up the glutes
Okay.
to do that. But keeping it down because your core is engaged. So you want to inhale, exhale, visualize here that your tailbone is going straight up towards the ceiling as you're pressing the back of your wrists straight down. And you should feel a contraction in here. So try to ground this into my finger here. Open your chest. And you just press as much as you can. And hold for about 30 seconds here. Take a break, repeat 1 or 2 times. That'll get you far. Switch the side of if you carry your purse. I know I always carry it on my left. Shift it.
Okay.
Like reverse or habitual things. If you stand more on like one leg than the other, if you notice that, switch it. Stand on the other one.
Right.
Just try to reverse your habits. Okay. Neutral spine, there's something called the S-curve. But a neutral spine, number one, we need to know that it looks a little bit different in everybody. You know you're neutral when you're not in pain, when you don't have any current compression issues that you feel. Neutral spine means a small curvature. I don't know if I should flip that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Small curvature in the neck here. It comes out a little bit in the mid part, like between the shoulder blades. That's called the kyphotic curve. And then you have the lower back where you have a small curvature here. That's a neutral spine.
Okay.
Any deviation from this, whether it's here, 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 any deviation is a source of problems.
So you often hear of like people saying your ears right over your shoulders, around your hips and your knees and your toes. Would you say that is a good way to think about it?
Yep, that's a great indicator. Visualize, you should be able to draw a vertical line between the ears all the way down to the ankles without hyperextending the knees.
Okay.
So keep them just a teeny bit back.
How did I forget about this one? Someone asked, and finally this is a weird question, but are there any sleeping positions that are better than others? I'm partial to the side fetal position and I thought it's comfortable while I'm sleeping, but I can't help but think that it's probably not good for my spine or posture during the day.
That's a difficult one. If you currently have any lower back issues, I would say sleep on your side, but place a pillow between your knees so that your thighs are hip width apart, so that your knees don't collapse in towards each other. That's a pretty neutral way of sleeping. Sleeping on your back is another way that would be neutral, but you know, who wants to sleep on their back? I do not want to sleep on my back. It's not cozy at all.
Is there any like more pillows that are better for your neck or your posture or mattresses?
You know, there's a lot of products out there.
Yeah.
But I think that if you just focus on what you do on the time when you're awake to improve your posture, sleeping is just a time for rest and recovery, and our bodies know what to do.
Cool. I like it.